YouTube or whatever our favorite streaming service is here. Welcome to you out there in internet land. I think we're going to do some church.
11 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Woodland Chapel. Best place to be on a Sunday morning. Just ask me, I'll tell you. By the way, is there anyone here visiting for the very, very first time? I think there is someone in the back and here. Well, we want to say welcome. We hope you like what you hear, hope you like what you see, and we hope you'll come back. Okay. We do have some information we'll see that you get too that it's got information that you might like. And it's got a program. We're going to make sure that you get that before the evening, the day is done. You know, today is one of those days that we always like to show up for church, don't we? Potluck. Anybody don't want to be here for potluck? My gosh. I picked up chicken early this morning and put a couple extra breasts, had him put a couple extra breasts in there. Nothing like fried chicken. So please join us, and you didn't bring a dish, don't worry. We've got plenty for you. Yeah. Thanks to Satya, she just takes care of us. So, following a work party that's coming up on the second Saturday, I don't know when that's going to be. Is that going to be between 9:30 and in the morning was when it starts? Okay. And we don't care if you don't have tools. I mean, we would appreciate you bringing your clippers or whatever, but we have tools. We'll make sure you have one. And Saturday Community Outreach Crafting Project is something. That's from 11:30 to 3:30. And I think that's right after the work party. Yeah, I think so, yeah. And that's on this Saturday coming up. Child care is available during the service. If you know someone that's got kiddos and they wonder, Josh, should I come or not? What to do with my children? We take care of them. We have a nice program downstairs that they can attend. And in the back of in front of you, the podium, the programs are there, but there's other things. There's, if you look in the front, the back of where you're sitting, there's a yellow card that should be there. And in that yellow card, there are prayer request forms with that. And we ask you if you need something on your mind or your heart you'd like us to know about, you'd like a prayer, perhaps, or just a conversation, just fill that out, and as the offering comes around, drop it in, or right out on the corner of the library going down the hallway, there's a prayer request box. Just drop it in there. And only a minister or a practitioner will take care of that for you. We'll get a hold of you. We like volunteers to serve. If you have in your heart anything you want to do to help us out with some things around here, let me know, let Reverend Moore know, let any of the practitioners know, and we got something you can do. We guarantee it. Now, why don't we just do a song and just open this morning up with some happiness with Blaine. Okay, let's stand, okay, in the program.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. all around the world. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay.
Oh, don't want to stop singing. Oh, we got it. Let's see, what's next here? Another song. We're going to prepare for the victory song.
This is Sanctuary, and the words are in there, or you could just close your eyes and hear. Lord, prepare me, be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving, there'll be a living sanctuary for you. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Good morning, friends. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Donna, and I'm a practitioner here at Woodland Chapel. It's time now to leave our cares behind. Go within and close your eyes if you wish. There is only one power, one love, one life, and that life is my life now. And what I know to be true for myself, I know to be true for everyone, everywhere. Life as I know it is full of ever-unfolding wonder and joy. Like the layers of an onion peeled back one by one, the gifts from the divine are revealed to me. I need only open my heart and mind to see what my eyes don't. I sing and dance with the heartbeat of the mother beneath me, she who nourishes and supports me with her bounty and riches. I am truly blessed as one of the divine's creations to walk this earth. My heart is full of gratitude and love of the one. I release my word to the law, knowing it is done. And if you can agree with any of the above, please say with me, and so it is. If you open your program, you will see highlighted in blue an affirmation. Please say it with me. Now I shift my focus to these precious moments of fellowship, and I experience the richness of this community, and so it is.
Good morning. To start off with, our writer today wrote, "Live a life true to yourself." Many great thinkers through the ages have said the same thing in different words. The ancient Greeks, the sages of ancient China. In the 15th century, Paracelsus said, "Why be another's when you can be your own?" And our writer of today goes on to say, being consistent with your desire to live a life of purpose requires dedication to staying aligned with the values you hold dear. And Ernest Holmes had this to say, when the time comes that nothing goes forth from you other than that which you would be glad to have in return, then you have reached your heaven. The writer of today's piece goes on to say, years ago my mother sent me a short article on speaking the language of no. She used to tell me that I couldn't be all things to all people, and this short piece was in keeping with her advice. I reassured her often that I was not overextended, but in truth, I always felt like I was behind and groaning under the weight of a long to-do list. Many of us have the tendency to put others first. While this can be rewarding both to us and the other person, I've learned that if I give to the point of exhaustion and leave little time for myself, giving energy is short-lived and our divine purpose is short-changed. Excuse me. By asking ourselves what's truly important and acting on the answer, we step into greater alignment. The decision is always ours to make, and there's no time like the present to make it. The top 5 regrets of the dying, which is a book by Bonnie Wright, she reports from the bedsides of those with only a little time left. Many share this number 1 regret. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. We don't have to wait to live a life that is true to ourselves. Saying no is not selfish. It is spiritual self-care. When we say no to what is not in alignment with our authentic selves, we honor our deepest truth. Let's say yes to what inspires us. Let's say no to what depletes us. And in so doing, let's open up space for the lives we are meant to live. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And of course, this is the Woodland Chapel, so we have a bonus affirmation, and it goes like this. I let go of all that does not resonate with my soul. I see clearly what should remain in my life and what can be released.
Sometimes we release things, and sometimes things are released for us. And in that is part of the plan, the universal plan. When my hands were emptied, when my hope was gone, I couldn't help but wonder, what had I done wrong? Even though my heart was broken, there was no need to despair, 'cause a vessel must be open to put something better there. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. So forgive me when I doubt. I'll admit I sometimes do, or consider giving up, 'cause I cannot see the truth. I know I'll never be without love. If I only look to you. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. Gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and downs were meant to be. And I cannot help but cry to think of the gifts you've given me. Now I understand you needed my empty hand. My empty hands. My empty hands.
Thank you, Blaine. You know, we're fortunate today to be having a message just given by a person who has served this chapel for years, decades, and whose steady hand has kept us here as friends, family, and beloveds. Our senior minister, Reverend Maur Horton, is going to deliver a message today that I know is going to touch my heart. He always does. Reverend Maur, let's give him a hand.
Hey. Well, good morning, my friends. It's wonderful to see you here this morning. I particularly I'm grateful for those who've prepared the way, who've set up sanctuary and set up our potluck and brought something to eat. And, you know, our wonderful musician, Blaine, he looks like he left. Oh, well. Anyway, let's give them all a hand. I think it's entirely appropriate. You know, the topic for this morning, when I first saw it, kind of rankled my mind a little bit. It's, what's the point? What's the point? What are we talking about here? It seems to contradict the monthly theme of transcendent purpose. But there was a reading in the material that the Centers for Spiritual Living sent out for today's consideration in a talk, and that even more disturbed me. The first words are, I don't have a purpose any more than a mouse or a slug or a thorn bush does. That's what it says. I don't have a purpose any more than a mouse or a slug or a thorn bush does. That seems weird, doesn't it? Why do you have to have a purpose in order to feel content? Nothing has a purpose. Whoa. The world simply is. You keep asking why your work is not enough, and I don't know how to answer that, because it is enough to exist in the world and marvel at it. You don't need to justify that or earn it. You're just allowed to live. I have wants and ambitions too, but if I fulfill none of them, that's okay. Because I know that no matter what, I'm wonderful. Now, I agree with that last part, I'm wonderful, and you're wonderful, as we all are. This was actually taken from A Psalm for the Wild Built, a science fiction novel by Becky Chambers. So I say that sounds contradictory to the theme for the month, which is transcendent purpose. Transcendence. Transcendence means beyond the range of the normal or merely human experience. You may even have heard of a movement called the Transcendentalists. Has anyone heard of the Transcendentalists? Yeah, in the early 1800s, they were simply kind of rebelling against the way they saw the society and religion functioning. People like Ralph Waldo Emerson, Henry David Thoreau, and Margaret Fuller Amos and Louisa May Alcott. These transcendentalists saw the divine in every day. Oh, that sounds familiar. A core belief among them was the inherent goodness of people and nature. They thought that while society has corrupted the purity of the individual, people are at their best when truly self-reliant and independent. Oh, that's the transcendental part. What about purpose? Purpose means the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. If I were to use it in a sentence, we might say, the purpose of the meeting is to appoint a trustee or conduct church business, whatever kind of meeting it is. The building is no longer needed for its original purpose, would be it. In other words, purpose is the reason we're here. What is the point? Why do we expend so much energy on Sunday? Why are we here? That is what we are exploring this morning. Yes. I'd like to tell a story. I was out for a walk over a week ago in Eagle Crest when I was on vacation with my wife over there. And the walkway on my right was green grass and the various condo buildings. And on my left were parked cars that, people bring cars to that place. And I was walking along. I think I put in about 5,000 steps that morning. So I got off to a good start. I was musing on the topic. What is the point? As I passed each car, I noticed the emblems on the hood of each vehicle. Have you ever looked at those? The little round ovals like Ford and Subaru with little stars, and Ford has the word Ford on it. Or the kind of the letter things. Honda has an H, however make it H. Pretty straightforward, but Hyundai has kind of a bent one, and Kia has some sort of a symbol. And to say nothing about the, what do they call it, BMWs with a little round bullet thing and color, and BMW in there. And then, of course, the Mercedes, with it's a circle with a Y in it. Each of these circles is at the point of the vehicle, isn't it? This is the front. And they are meant to symbolize something. The tradition of the car maker and how wonderful their cars are and all that. Now, I may be forgetting some of these. But each one of them adorns the function of the hood. We could say that's the point of the vehicle, the hood. I thought to myself, that's a lot like each of us as individual persons, individual creators from the one source, the creative power, the energy which populates the world with individual people, that which has created all. Like automobiles, we each have some basic function to give expression to the unique design of our minds. We are such a product of our family, cultural, and spiritual traditions. Each of us, especially when all bright and shiny and polished in our best fashion, show what we are. The unique, beautiful, magnificent spiritual entity humanly expressed. That entity is the divine. That expression has risen from beliefs and thoughts and words and actions that we've made choices in our life. But what's the point? Why are we here? Is anyone here of the Catholic tradition? One or two? Perhaps from that tradition, you remember something that I remember. It was called the Baltimore Catechism. Has anybody heard of the Baltimore Catechism? Well, it was an effort by the bishops in Baltimore, in Massachusetts, to put together a summary of the beliefs of the Catholic Church and put it in a simple fashion that could be used in schools to instruct the young people. It's kind of interesting. I looked it up, and they started this idea in 1829, and finally in 1886, they published the book. It took a long time to get everything down, I guess, and simplified and approved by Rome. Anyway, until as a child in religion class, we were required to memorize questions, and mostly the answers. And the most pertinent part of this is I remember still, after all these years, that first question and the answer. The question was, why did God make me? Ooh, all right. And the answer, God made me to know him, to love him, and to serve him in this world, and to be happy with him forever in heaven. We might kind of go along with some of that. We have a song, what's it called? Love, serve, and remember. Why have I been born here? Yes, remember that song? So there's some correlation there. And we kind of have to set aside this God and he being identified as a male gender. Ernest Holmes, in his Science of Mind textbook, Ernest is the founder of our movement, defined this thing itself. It's it. He didn't assign any gender to it. And then that last part about being happy, I think being happy is part of life. Yes, we are to be happy, but we don't have to push it off to some future heaven sort of thing. Especially if you remember in our teaching that heaven is made right here in our hearts as we live day by day. Yeah, then it makes some sense. It kind of gives us some background. Using more universal terms, why has the universe in its evolution led to the abundance of people all so different? What is the point? If we accept, as I do, that there is a power in this universe greater than we are, and we can use it, I believe we have the kernel of an answer to that question, what's the point? An answer that embodies the basic message of our spiritual tradition, the science of mind. We understand that the source of all is in all. The source of life is life itself, and that gift has been given to us to live it. I mean, if you want to get an idea of the creative urge, the creative power of that source, you might look at the pictures that come from the James Webb Telescope. I understand just last week or so, they discovered a black hole Well, that's not unusual to say. Black holes, they exist because stars go out of being. But this black hole dates from the time of the initial Big Bang. And it isn't a collapsed star. So it's got the scientists puzzled a bit. Just, how do we fit that into the theory of the Big Bang? Interesting. Or if you want to see the creative power of this divine urge that's within you, look at the subatomic particles, or the little tiny things, like the quarks and perks and whatever else they have down there that we can't see. But they are within us in all bodies. We are individualized manifestations of universal life. Now, I think that gives us a start. I'm going to explore 3 insights into the purpose of life, and this is the first. It's very simple. The purpose of life is living. Does that make any sense to you? The purpose of life is living. So it's almost a tautology. Our purpose, at its most fundamental level, is life itself. Our primary purpose is to participate fully in the ebb and flow of life, savoring each moment, nurturing relationships, and finding joy in everyday experiences. In a very real sense, the purpose of life is you and me and all other people. It's here. That's the purpose of it. Seeing the purpose of life itself as life itself also aligns us with the natural rhythms of the world all around us. We become sensitive to the environment. We realize we are connected to all beings and contribute positively to the ecosystems we live in. We do our part. We're part of this great life in the universe. Focusing on the intrinsic value of life, we find our values come from within. They come from our heart, rather than from external achievements or material possessions, however wonderful these are. From this mindset comes gratitude, where we treasure every breath, every interaction, and every moment as a vital part of the larger tapestry of life. The point is that each of us, you and I, exist to create our own unique expressions of the infinite, our own particularization, that's the word Ernest Holmes likes, particularization of universal life force. The creative urge of the divine lives in us, and we are free to do so in wonderful ways. Yeah. Now, I'd like you to listen for this sentence in the following quote from Ernest. In his Lessons in Spiritual Mind Healing, he wrote, this is the one I want you to look for. This is a real purpose and meaning of existence. Now I'm quoting now. I'll try not to deviate much from the quote. In expressing more life, we are expressing a greater degree of infiniteness of the Spirit. We are more completely personifying it. This is the real purpose and meaning of existence. It is a nature of Spirit to express through us, not in limitation, not in fear, not in want, but in freedom. Let me share a story that may be familiar with some of you, how the personal insights and awareness of this creative urge brought about changes that affected a person's life and many other persons too. I'm going to take a little drink of water here. This is water, not vodka. A young French boy, his name was Louis, was blind from the age of 3. He desperately wanted to read. He realized that the vast world of thought and ideas were locked out from him because of his disability. He was determined to find the key to this door for himself and for all other blind persons. Louis had lost sight in both his eyes through a tragic accident caused by a tool that was a short pointed stick with a round wooden handle called an awl. Now, A-W-L, awl. Through hard work and perseverance, he did very well in school. He was intelligent and knew his business. But he wasn't going to let his disability stop him one bit. As he grew older, he attended a special school for the blind, and he set out as his personal project to find a way that a blind person could read as easily as a sighted person could. He learned of something called the Army alphabet. It was symbols of small dots and dashes. Maybe kind of like the Morse code, but they put it in the paper, and these symbols were raised up so that soldiers could read in the dark and that sort of thing, or read the instructions. Lewis experimented with this idea, and the idea came to him to use the very tool that had caused him to go blind, the awl, which could be used to make a raised dot alphabet, punch into the paper. He devised a system where 6 dots could be arranged to represent all the letters of the alphabet. I'm not sure the proportion there, but there is one. The position of the different dots represent each letter of the alphabet. He used the blunt awl to punch out a sentence in paper, and he read it quickly from left to right. And the language is now known as Braille. Right, and his name was Louis Braille. We each have a purpose that comes to us and unfolds from the passion and the desire to be and to be part of this world. Ernest Holmes, in This Thing Called You, wrote, "You are a spontaneous, self-choosing center of life in the great drama of being, the great joy of becoming, the certainty of eternal expansion." This is from a book called This Thing Called You, which is one of my favorites. So the first point is, what was that point now? Life is, the purpose of life is living, just living. That's right. Okay, now the second point, you get to choose your purpose, and you can't do it wrong. Okay, let's look at that. The idea here is that no one grand preordained outline for your lives exists, and it doesn't threaten you. It allows you, not having this detailed plan, this is, at least in my view, frees us. It frees us, it liberates us to choose our own purposes. They are chosen for us. Certainly things are built into our spiritual and physical DNA that lead us in certain directions, but we choose our purpose. Without a predetermined path, we have the opportunity to explore our passions, values, and interests, to define what gives our individual lives meaning. Oh, yes. Whether it's pursuing a career, nurturing relationships, engaging in creative endeavors, or contributing to our community, each choice is valid. In this light, the absence of a singular universal purpose becomes a canvas upon which we can paint a life uniquely our own. Most importantly, and perhaps importantly, we cannot choose wrong when it comes to our purpose. Each decision and direction we take contributes to our growth and self-discovery. Mistakes and detours, if there are mistakes, are not failures, but rather integral parts of our journey, offering lessons and experiences that shape who we are. I'll give you an example from my own life. I chose to become a monk at Mount Angel Abbey, Benedictine order, a few miles from here, east of Salem. A wonderful community of men. I devoted about 10 years of my life to that environment. Was that a mistake? I don't think so. No. I see it as a series of stepping stones on my path to my present calling, to ministry, to being senior minister at Woodland Chapel Center for Spiritual Living. It gives me an immense background to draw upon, particularly in living spiritually and in prayer work. It's really strong. By embracing the idea that mistakes and detours are not failures, I release the pressure of living up to an external standard of fear or making the wrong choice. Instead, I focus on what resonates with me, bringing fulfillment and joy. This brings resilience to life's challenges and wonderful opportunities to take advantage of what is before me. It gives me a deep sense of personal empowerment, the power of choice. I affirm that my purpose is a dynamic, evolving expression of my authentic self and expression of that divine creative urge in myself, and I see the very same thing for you. The point is, you and I are called. You and I are capable. You and I are powerful. You and I are. You and I are here to bring into expression our unique selves with the same creative power that fuels the universe. We create with the same power that powers the stars. Drawing on my earlier analogy, we can think of it this way. We exist to put our own unique label on the hood of our souls, whether we choose humor or love or joy or energy, whether we choose to have children, lovers, parents, become parents, whether we are students, educators, mechanics, plumbers, or electricians, nurses, doctors, or even lawyers and judges. These are all ways that can express the inborn passion for life. All these and so much more are available to us. Now, I'd like to draw us a little deeper into the mystery. How many of you feel the vibration of energy in you right now? Anybody here? Oh, yes. Okay. And that vibrancy comes from the experience, the unity, experiencing the unity of mind and body and emotion and feeling and soul. Let me share another story with you. It is a story, I need my glasses for this one, that I'm taking from the Science of Mind magazine for this month, which is entitled, theme is Transcendent Purpose. The author of this month's readings is Mary Davis. She has an interesting life. She's been a piano player in a bar for over 20 years. It brings a rich background to this. It's sort of like Linda Findlay. You know. Anyway, she writes it was for September the 3rd, a small kindness can change your life. It was closing time, and snow was falling outside the piano bar where I performed for decades. Out of nowhere, a man appeared at the door, arms crossed, listening as I sang what I thought would be my last song. He then sat by the fireplace in the empty room, watching me intently. I smiled and welcomed him in from the storm. After playing a few more songs for my audience of one, I went straight from the piano bench to his table and listened as his story spilled out. After a long and unhappy marriage, his wife had recently left him. The kids didn't come around anymore, and he would soon retire from his job. He had nothing to live for. Calmly, he left his house that night, intending to drive his car into a tree in the snowstorm. It would look like an accident. As he came around the corner of River Road, he suddenly felt drawn to come into the bar and have a drink. One last drink. Then he heard the music. And in the lyrics, he found hope. And in the hope, he decided not to take his life after all. I knew in that moment, if I never did another thing in my life, I was meant to be in just that place for a stranger at the crossroads. Perhaps our purpose is not a grand accomplishment, but a small kindness that we don't think much of, that changes the life of another. We are here for a reason, and someone needs our light today. We sang about that, didn't we? This little light of mine. We're here for a reason, and someone needs our light today. I found that to be true. A few days ago, I sent a voice memo with a reading and commentary. The reading was from the Daily Guide for September 3rd, entitled, Let Your Heart Grow, also an excellent story. My friend told me she found the reading insightful and that the commentary settled in her heart. Who would have known? A simple message. Even the little things we do can connect hearts and fulfill a purpose. Within the past week or so, I spent time with an executive. He is faced with a challenging decision with potentially disruptive consequences to his organization and staff. We visited for a while, shared insights, and reviewed possible outcomes. Then I asked if I could pray with him. He said yes. He's a man of prayer and faith. He thanked me when I left. The next day I ran into him, and he said he had told others that the prayer brought him to center. He believes in the Christ presence within, as we do. Now, we have time, I think, for another insight. The insight is pretty much implied in what we've said so far. We are valuable and worthy simply because we exist. The truth is, you and I are capable, you and I are powerful, and you and I are here to bring into expression that uniqueness which is a gift to the universe. Because of the purpose of living as life itself, and we are alive, we are inherently valuable and worthy simply because we exist. Our worth is not contingent on external achievements, societal status, or fulfilling a specific role. As much as we do that and we like doing those things, our worth is not contingent on that. You see, every breath, every heartbeat, and every moment we share with the world affirms our worth. This recognition encourages us to embrace self-compassion, self-acceptance, knowing that we are just enough. We are enough just as we are. I think we sing a song about that, don't we? What is that? How does that one go? Do you remember it, Blaine? Oh, come on. Oh, we are just, it's enough that we're just the way we are. No, well, perhaps others don't remember. We are a part of the grand interconnected web of life, each one of us playing a crucial role simply by being. This realization allows us to affirm that we are worthy of love, respect, and fulfillment in every other, as is every other being. Ain't life grand? We have so much to give, and we do it. Sometimes we don't even know we're giving a special gift. We just do what we do, and like say a prayer, or write a letter, or send an email. You never know. As we move to the end of our time together this morning, I ask you to recall these three insights. The purpose of life is living. You are alive. You decide your purpose, and you can't decide wrongly. It all works together. You are valuable and worthy because you have the gift of life. You might take time to review your present status in life and identify the role or the purpose or the passion that you're living out so that you can see how this works as a creative urge of the divine in you to provide so much to the world. I think we have a moment or two to each affirm some basic truths. As you know, I like affirmations at the end of a talk. So I'm going to say an affirmation and ask you to repeat it, insofar as you're comfortable doing so. All ready? I am valuable. I am worthy. I choose my purpose in life freely. As it unfolds. It does change from time to time. I am free from fear. I am the divine expressing as me. I share my time to make this world a better place for all. I share my time to make this world a better place for all. Now I ask you, just turn to your neighbor, somebody you can see face to face. You may have to turn around, look around. You can look up here if you like, and say this. Namaste. Namaste. The divine in me honors the divine in you. And so it is. That's our lesson for today. Blaine, take it away.
So this is a song by John Denver. I've taken the liberty to change one of the verses to be a little more about church and not but it's about, the song was written back in the 70s, and it is just as much relevant today, and maybe even more in where we are right now. And if you're interested, on October 18th, there's going to be another No Kings demonstrations going on. There's a full moon over India, and John D. lives again. Who's to say you have to lose for someone else to win? In the eyes of all the people, the look is much the same. For the first is just the last one when we play the deadly game. And it's about time we realize it. We're all in this together. It's about time we find out it's all of us or none. It's about time we recognize it. The changes in the weather. It's about time. It's about change. It's about time. There's a light in every one of us for all the world to see, and it shines in every color, no matter where they be. And we're taught to love our neighbor as we love ourselves, and to do unto others as we'd have them do to us. And it's about time we start to see it. The earth is our only home. It's about time we start to face it. We can't make it all our own. It's about time we start to listen to the voices in the wind. It's about time. It's about change. It's about time. There's a man who is my brother. I just don't know his name. I know his home and family, and I know we are the same. It hurts me when he's hungry and when his children cry. I too am a father, and that little one is mine. It's about time we begin it, to turn the world around. It's about time we start to make it the dream we've always known. It's about time we start to live it, the family of man. It's about time. It's about change. It's about time. It's about peace and it's about unity. It's about time. It's about you and me together. It's about time. It is about time.
It's about time for offshore. Every service, we take the opportunity to not only receive the gifts of being in community, the fellowship, the sharing of food and time and energy, but also we give. We give to the support of this community. And we recognize that the law of circulation is, as we give, so we receive. And so we just like, whether it's a good thought, whether it's money, whether it's volunteering time, that we are putting into the universe that which will come back to us blessed and multiplied. There's an affirmation in our program. It's called Offertory Affirmation. Please join me in reading this together. Divine love moving in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
The amens come from our heart. The amens, amens are the expression of agreement with the universal gift of life, which inspires each one of us to be who we are with a purpose and a dynamic vision of what it is we want to be and become. Whether we are in retirement or we're just beginning life, it doesn't matter. There's always a purpose and a vision, and we give thanks for that, and we have expressed it by giving to one another in this community. Let us just rejoice and be glad and give thanks in this great gift of life. And I'd like you to join me in saying, and so it is. There is a prayer of protection that is in your program. If you'd like to stand at this point, we'll say that together, and then we'll follow it with a peace song, praying for peace in all the world, and join hands when we do that. First, the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God surrounds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Join hands, please, and let's sing.
Let This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine for you and me, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.